My name is Jan-Jaap Abbink. I'm reporting for JJA Sports Studio live on YouTube, youtube.com/JJA LiveTube. We're live on Twitch, on twitch.tv/JJ on the JJ Live, JJ Sports Studio, and we're on X Live on x.com/JJ Sports Studio. Yeah, yesterday we made our return to video again after some long period of time, and it felt so great. And so I've been a little bit talking with my buddies, production crew, and we decided, so around 2-3 times a week we're going to do a little podcast. We're going to talk about all the latest news. We're going to talk about anything. Also, if you really have questions about certain news or questions whatsoever, you're more than welcome to join on live stream. Currently you can only see a live stream chat box. This is only for YouTube chat, but in the near future, if it goes well on Twitch, we also add a chat box for Twitch. So don't be alarmed. So yeah. What do we do also more? You can also, I believe, and if you're watching on YouTube currently, don't hesitate to ask me questions over chat. So I'm more than welcome to answer you that as I could. Of course, we have to stay on topic, right? We're going to talk about AEW All In. So I'm not going to talk about WWE or whatsoever. I could yesterday, and that I think is more reasonable. So being that said, let's bring up the match card and results. So currently I can't see the chat, so we'll check it from time to time. We're still working on that, don't you worry. Work in progress is that called. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, got the wrong one. My God, it's going great. Let's start with the 0-hour matches, and that is FTR versus the Outrunners. Yeah, FTR made a great comeback as heels with Stokely, and I think due to that, FTR will take the win. I mean, I like the Outrunners, don't get me wrong. I think they're a great tag team, but at the current time point, I see them more than jobbers at this point, and they're so. And that's not annihilating and insulting comment. No, just actually the title, jobbers. To put people over. That is the real title. Some wrestling fans, they know better, but they just use it as insulting. And it's a little bit of a shame, no respect there for the pro wrestling thing. Then the second match. I'll go quickly a little bit through the 0 hours. Sorry, because I'm not going to go a little bit in depth. I promise to go a little bit more in depth of the main card matches. I mean, those are the most relevant, right? Big Boom, AJ, and Conglomeration, Hologram, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii with Big Justice and the Rizzler versus the Don Callis family, Hachiro, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta, and of course as manager Don Callis. Definitely it's going to be Big Boom. I mean, why is that? That is a little bit social media hype. You have to think social media hype, man, like Big Boom, AJ, they can bring in the viewers. So it's a little bit like, also in the mainstream media. And that is the simple thing, and that's why they have this show. It's always my point of view. Do I like it? Absolutely not. No, I think it's pretentious. I mean, that is something. If I come one day a very big YouTube star, right, or whatever, and I go to AEW and I wrestle, and I never wrestled before in my life. Yeah, I did some judo, right, and then I win the match against a professional wrestler, who does it in daily. I think it's so wrong. But okay, it is what it is, peeps. It is what it is. All right. Then going to the match cards. Death Riders versus the Ops. Death Riders extends, of course, it is for the AEW World Trios Championship. Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Utah, and Gabe Kidd versus Katsuni Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe. I have a feeling that there will be a title change here for the Death Rise. Yeah, and I know it doesn't make me very popular right now, but I feel that the Ops has before was with Hawk or Hook, sorry, and they didn't do much with it. It felt like they were the champions, right? And you never saw them with the belts. You never do something with it, and that's a little bit strange. Like the champions, but they're pretty much hiding it. Something that feels right. So I have a feeling if you want to do something with the title again, you have to make a title change. Otherwise, it's just a title that's going to be forgotten. The next match, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, together with, and in the corner, MVP and MJF. MJF will I come later back on. Versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey. I love these guys. I think they're a great team. And the Paige Harry and Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Christian Cage, you know, that's amazing, that wrestler, right? I mean, at his age, doing still so well. I think he's doing one of his best work right now. He's a great heel. But I do want him soon to be turning babyface, so they can have one final Edge and Cope and Christian Cage can have one more round as a tag team. I mean, nostalgic people. Let's do it now for once, right? It started off that storyline. It was really great build up that he sent the F word to him and gave him an, But I think it's about time. I mean, Adam Copeland also said lately in an interview he's on his way out of the wrestling business. Retirement is close. We're going to miss him definitely, but let's do it for one time's sake, peeps. I don't know how you would turn him heel babyface, but I think it's the best way to do it. And the only thing that can happen is negative, that he loses a little bit of momentum because he's such a great heel. I mean, hats off to him. One of the best. Okay, next. I forgot my prediction, but I see actually Jet Speed coming on top of this. They're new, they're fresh. The Hurt Syndicate are very dominant, right? And that is almost no competition. In this way, you can make them a little bit more relevant, to let them chase them. And that's a little bit weird because they're actually heels. I mostly say always heels be champions, let the babyface be chasers. But I think for the current time, it would be better if you take the titles off of them. It's nothing I have against the Hurt Syndicate. I think they're a great team. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin doing great as a tag team. Very dominant, it feels a little bit also off with this. I can't put any, word on it, but I see a title change here. Such a feel good baby title change. Another title change will happen probably in Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is on his way to the top. I mean, one of the best performers of the future is Kyle Fletcher in the AEW. Really, the guy can do it all. He has a unique physique, looks great in the ring, can easily tell a good story. Has always actually been doing that, but maybe a little bit too young. I think he did great also in Japan with Aussie Open. But now on his own with Don Callis, of course, in his corner, I think he really growed out to be that next step, to take that next step. And I think he did so great with the matches also against Will Ospreay. He really put him out there. He really shone like a star. And I think it's important now you put a title on him so he can make a further growth. And that's why I say Kyle Fletcher wins the AEW TNT Championship. Adam Cole also did not do much as a champion with it, if I'm being really honest. Mostly said on commentary on AEW Collision. I would have liked to see him in more matches. It felt really still run, but he was satisfied with. Waits to differ. See if there's any chat messages already. No. Sometimes you have to check peeps. You know what I mean. Alright. Then the next match. And this is going to be a very interesting match. I mean, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. I was actually thinking we're going to get at AEW Swerve Strickland against Will Ospreay because of that first match, that went to time limit, was stopped, it was a draw. And but I think we're going to get that match still. I don't know exactly where or when. Maybe in London at Forbidden Door. I just don't know. Maybe someone against New Japan. I really don't know what they're going to do with Will Ospreay. I'm very curious. I'm a very big Will Ospreay fan. I was so happy when he came to AEW, but they didn't pull the trigger, and that worries me a little. I was also thinking he should actually be in the main event for this tournament, but that's a little bit different of booking, I guess. But nonetheless, they have a great tag team. I think they put on the line is very interesting because if Ospreay and Strickland will lose, they can't challenge the AEW Championship for a whole year. Now that sounds a little bit more logic because let's be real, right? The Young Bucks be stripped of the EVP titles. That's nice, but come on, let's be real. We all know it's kayfabe, right? And we're smarter today than that. We know, whatever, you can strip them, but they still will be there. It's contractual, I mean, we become a little bit more smart in today. So in the olden days, you could get away with it. That's why I also say the win goes to the Young Bucks. I know that is not favorite pick, and definitely not because Will Ospreay is so loved and he is so over with the AEW fans. It's amazing. But then you can also start doing storyline with Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. Build up a good feud, tell a good story there because these two wrestlers, they can tell a story. Absolutely. These are the two who can defy the odds of AEW, bring AEW to to the next level, as I always say, to bring the fans back from when it was 5 years ago. I definitely believe that. And that could be interesting to have them feud against each other, to build a very good storyline and go from growth to them. Alright, and the participant for the women's casino gauntlet match. I don't have the list, but I've been Googling a little bit because I didn't know exactly all who was in. I look at Wikipedia, there's nothing. My pick is going to be actually Megan Bayne. And why do I pick her? She's been booked so dominant in the women division. Really dominant. She's a beautiful woman. Man, come on. Very dominant. I mean, wrestling-wise, I think a technical wrestler, no, but as a dominant wrestler, yeah, definitely. As you saw also when she had the match with Toni Storm, was great. They built actually on the Rocky 4 move, and actually she has a lot in common with the Russian dude, from Rocky 4. No, but I suspect a lot from Megan Bayne, and I think it will grow forward. Now, definitely also after Mariah May has left, I think she will, fill up that void there. And if Megan Bayne is one of the best to do so. Maybe she's not so technical as Mariah May. Mariah May was a better wrestler in that way, but definitely she has a good future. I truly believe that. So I'll pick her as the winner, and then she'll get a title shot again for the AEW Women's World Championship. Now, who's going to be that? I will come back on that later. And then the male casino gauntlet match. I also a little bit in googling and found not much, but I've been asking a little bit around. My pick is going to be MJF, and MJF deserves at a better spot now. I still believe that MJF should be in the main event. I always think he was a great asset to AEW, especially as a heel. From the beginning of AEW, he really built him up. He really shone. He put him out there. He was everybody's favorite almost. The matches against CM Punk or Adam Cole. And the guy can tell a story in the ring. If there's one guy who can build up a very good storyline, it's MJF. And that's why I think he still belongs in the main event picture and should be put in it. Because now he's in a position like a manager, and that doesn't suit him. The guy can talk, and definitely is, but he can also put up great matches. So I'll pick him as the winner for the Casino Gauntlet match. And I think it will do him good. I think even he will get a pop for it, to be quite honest. Even though it's easy heel, that's amazing. And then one of the matches I've been looking so much forward to, peeps. And I seen, I think it was 3, right? 3 or 4 day matches they have. The winner takes all match for the unification for the AEW Continental Championship and the AEW Intercontinental Championship. Into the AEW Unified Championship. Now, this is going to be a real tough knuckle, because we all know there's a big question mark, right? How long can Kenny go with his medical condition, right? Let's call a spade a spade. Then you have Kazuchika versus Okada. Now, the guy is phenomenal. I don't think he's definitely over. He has a fan base, but pair him with Don Callis. Yeah, maybe I can understand that. The guy is not the big promo guy, and I think Don Callis will do the void. But the guy can wrestle, and that's maybe one of the best. So it's very hard to predict. But due to it's the biggest show, and you want to put up mostly the baby faces to get over, because the biggest show means also you want everybody go happy, And if there's one beloved wrestler currently in AEW, it's Kenny Omega. So I'm going to put Kenny Omega, but with an asterisk, because we don't know his medical condition. And if you have a medical condition, it's not always wise to put a championship on him, because you have to defend it. I mean, otherwise you risk you have to strip him, or or put somebody else temporarily the title on. It's not my best solution, I always say. But I still pull for Kenny Omega. Something tells me that's right. Then, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. I think this is going to be a blast of a match. There's also put a lot of matches, a lot of time on it, and I know there's very much haters on her, but a lot is overdue. A lot is over. They do it because of tribalism, and I think it's so sad. I mean, guys, she signed with AEW. Get over it. Get a life. and the girl can wrestle. I mean, these same guys were cheering and hoping, when she was signed for WWE, she main event and was over like crap, and now she's like this. Come on, we all know it's tribalism. And tribalism I still see as fake fans. And that's a little bit prejudgment, I am aware of that, but come on, it has nothing to do with wrestling. Being that said, my prediction goes actually with Mercedes Moné. Think about it. Tony Storm has a great run as champion, right? But you never can be champion at all the time. And yes, Mercedes Moné has already so many belts. I am aware of that, but keep in mind, she has actually only one title from AEW, and that's the what is it actually called? The TBS Championship. That's from AEW. Now I can see here's written only. I thought it was a winner take all, but apparently it's for the AEW Women's World Championship, and that I'm fine with. I think it's time that actually Mercedes Moné gets that world title also. If there's one who could take it off Toni Storm, it is Mercedes. And she has put on great matches, like also against Chris Statlander. What I think was one of the best storylines they told. They even did a rematch, so great it was. And with Tony, I think it's also not the last match they will have. I think there will become a rematch. If there's one of the few, AEW doesn't do much rematches, but if they do, this could be definitely one. I think they both are talented enough. They can, and so great talented that they can tell the story in the ring. So my pick is going with Mercedes Moné. Because I also always say, and here comes the rule, let the heel be champion and the baby face do the chasing, and that's how I can build easy also to a rematch for this. So yeah, and then the main event, and here's going to happen a lot. In Texas Death match. I like this. I am a guy who likes wrestling, who doesn't mind to see a little bit blood in the ring, and a little bit violence with wrestling. As long as it's not overdrivenly crazy. And AEW points also to a more adult viewership. And that's why I can do it, because I'll talk about that once on the video. I will explain that, go a little bit more in depth over. I think this is going to be a match we're going to talk about for a very long time. I think that's going to happen here a lot. There are going to be some extreme moments in this match. This is not for the weak at heart, this match. Definitely not. We know, we saw Hangman have the match with Swerve, how far they took it. We know how far Jon Moxley is willing to take it. Remember the matches against Bryan Danielson. What was his last match of his career, full-time career. I see Darby Allin making a return. He's back from the Himalayas. So he's ready to go. I believe that. I think we see other people also get involved. Also the Death Riders, maybe the OPPs from earlier that card. Definitely also they get involved. Maybe Will Ospreay. Who knows? Because I think this is going to be the momentum of the show. This match is the whole show built on, together with Kenny Omega and Okada, of course, and of course a little bit Mercedes. Toni Storm. But this is the match that's going to be all, because we want Jon Moxley fine to lose a title, right? Because it is a little bit still what he's doing. I must admit, I am also a little bit, I'm done with the storyline. We didn't see the belt for months. I would have preferred actually Will Ospreay here, but Okay, Adam Page, if that one be taken up, maybe, yeah. It's not 100%, but he's from Texas. Oh, well, he's not from Texas, but he's actually from Virginia. But he's actually, I think he's living in Texas right now. He's a cowboy, everything. I don't want to contribute, but so my pick will be actually Hangman Adam Page. We're going to have a new AEW World Champion. We're going to be a lot of title changes, if you notice, if you see on my picks. I'm looking forward. From all the pay-per-views there are this weekend. I think this is going to be the most talked about pay-per-view. Ticket sales going great. Last time I checked, there are over 24,000 tickets. It's going really great. In the last 12 hours, I think there was over 1,000 tickets sold. So I think it's going to be easily 25 or 26,000 for tomorrow. Definitely. On the last day is always going to be a lot of tickets sold. Definitely. I'm sure of that. I think it's going to be great. It's a little bit a shame it's on the middle of the day. I would have preferred in the evening because of the light shows and everything. For me, it's nice because I don't have to stay up all the day. Because as you aware, I'm currently residing in Denmark, so that's a problem with these pay-per-views, especially with AEW, because they so long. Then I first go to bed at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and I can have breakfast, during the media scrums. It's a really strange, but I do. So yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments for your picks, or if you're watching on social media, put in the comments your prediction. I'm very curious what your picks are going to be. If you give them a little background, just not name a name, but also why do you think they're going to win? That could be interesting. What is your side of thought that you think they are going to win? So that could be interesting. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/JJ on demand, JJ live tube. Hi, Anthony Tristan. I just saw your chat on Twitch. No, we're not going to talk about your Discord. Sorry. So if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/JJ LiveTube, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If you're watching on Twitch, on twitch.tv/JJ Sports Studio, don't forget to follow me there. If you're watching on X, you can watch also on x.com or that will be at JJ Sports Studio. I also have to think about it, we are doing these. On socials further, we also reachable on facebook.com/JJ Sports Studio. And we're also on Instagram. You can also find on the handle name JJ Sports Studio. My name is Jan-Jaap Abbink. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I'll be back. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to be back on. I think I'm going to do a little show on Monday. Yeah, probably Monday or Tuesday. So make sure that you. We're going to talk about all the pay-per-views. We're going to talk about Raw. So it's probably going to be on Monday. Tuesday. I have to schedule a little bit still in. We're still working a little bit on the schedule. That's why. Because if I'm scheduled, I can tell you this, and this. Definitely, we're going. But the plan is we're going to do 3 shows per week. So I hope you join there. We're going to have a little bit more serious talk. We're not going to do predictions. We're going to talk a little bit about news, about situations on Raw. We're going to talk about all the pay-per-views this weekend, AEW All In, WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, WWE Evolution. We're all going to talk about that. So it's going to be an interesting show on Tuesdays. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you then. Take care. Have a lovely, great weekend with all the pay-per-views. AEW All In, WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, the WWE Evolution, even WWE NXT Great American Bash. We ignored a little bit, but the most interest, I think, are these three currently, as I can also see on social media. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check the latest news on our social media pages. And I'll see you back soon, on Tuesday probably. Take care. Have a lovely Friday.